Just 59 overs of play on day one of this Boxing Day test between South Africa and India, and yet plenty to discuss. 8 wickets, 209 runs, 5 for Rabada, and a very fine half century from KL Rahul batting at number 6. Sanjay Manjrekar with us on ESPN Cricket for Match Day. Let's start with the KL Rahul story, because that is a serious story now. Batting in the middle order for the first time since his debut, and he's almost vindicated the faith straight away. Sanjay.
It's been that kind of a year for KL Rahul where, whenever he's got that lucky break, as in a break where something's happened that's been beyond his control, whether it's fitness or, Shreyas Iyer getting injured, him getting an opportunity in the Asia Cup, grabbing it with both hands, having a great World Cup. This opportunity with Ishan Kishan not being available, and then you started looking at KL Rahul and KS Bharat, and it was an easy pick. KL Rahul had to come in because his keeping has improved by leaps and bounds. Just a state of mind that we've seen in the last 1 year, for him batting down the order from being an opener in those conditions, getting 100 there must have been an easier challenge. So great state of mind, slightly easier challenge. Ability-wise, he has everything.
As far as his ability to also play the aggressive game, these runs that he's got low down the order with little or no support, farming the strike, could be the difference, and that's something that KL Rahul possesses?
Especially with the South African batting lineup that they have, KL Rahul adds another 25-30 runs. India could be calling the shots. The thing is, when you're batting at number 5 or 6, sometimes you need to start your innings with the second new ball if your batting has done well. KL Rahul has that ability. And then, of course, batting with the tail enders is a fine art. For that, you need a batter who can play the big shots easily, so then you take the advantage of the third or fourth ball of an over, hit a boundary and then farm the strike. KL Rahul has that too. So at the moment, with Rishabh Pant not available, great option for India to have as keeper batter. All
right. Well, it was KL Rahul's day with bat. But before that, Kagiso Rabada did run riot. 5 wickets in important ones, along with Nandre Berger, India 24 for 3 at one stage. Difficult surface, challenging surface. Your assessment of how hard it was for India's batters, and what did Rabada do well?
Yeah, tough pitch, and India will be hoping that it continues to be like that, because the Indian bowlers, I think, will use the pitch a lot better than the South African bowlers did. Tremendous gulf and gap between the rest of South Africa bowling and Rabada. Rabada showed the smarts, kept it simple, did what South Africa have been doing for years to have all the success that they have in South Africa. Kept bowling outside the off stump while the others were trying a lot of things, and that bizarre field position in the first session where they had a leg slip. But Rabada just the more mature, and now his strike rate is better than people like Dale Steyn and Wakar. That tells you a lot about Rabada.
So could it possibly be, with the way you're looking at today's play and projecting how the test match might go, that South Africa perhaps let India get away with a few too many? When they were 91 for 3 at lunch, I think you said that it's the session India would be happy with. Could these runs come back to haunt India? I'm sure viewers will be looking this and saying, oh, 208 for 8 is South Africa's day, is it?
See, the pitch had a lot more than we thought. There was one ball that pitched on off stump and landed straight at first slip. Didn't hit a crack, just movement. And that's where I thought Jansen, Kutse, and to an extent Nandre Berger, although he got 2 wickets, both wickets, one was a good ball to Yashasvi Jaiswal, the other was down the leg side. I thought they bowled poorly. It's a strong word to use, bowled poorly in extremely helpful conditions. You can't have a run rate of close to 4 when your team is in trouble on a pitch like that. And that might just be the difference between the two teams in the first innings of this test match for both teams.
If I ask you to go through the top 5 though, and the wickets that fell, take your time if you'd like, but there's a story to each of them. So take it away. Rohit Sharma first up, short ball, Rabada. Bowler gets that, or batter's fault?
See, Rohit Sharma is focused on what's important in test match cricket, and that's something that's been his issue in the past, and he's conquered that weakness. Outside off stump, Rabada, how has Rabada got him out leg before, or nicking the ball? So the short ball is something that he doesn't think about. It's an instinctive shot that he plays. Played it, and once again got out. He plays the ball in the air. The pull shot works in white ball cricket, doesn't in test match cricket. So that's something that he'll have to work on. It was very much an instinctive shot. Great delivery to Yashasvi Jaiswal, and that is what you like about Berger. He's a big strapping fast bowler, has pace, and bowls the South African length as well, but got that ball up. But really impressed with the way Jaiswal played until then. Shubman Gill down the leg side, Happens a little more with people who are slightly out of form. Ajinkya Rahane, if you remember, used to get caught down the leg side. It's happened to me as well when I was not at the top of my game. So that is that. And then we are talking about Shreyas Iyer.
Straight after lunch, after a partnership was building.
If you see from side on, and I think we showed dismissals as well on our scorecard, you'll see that the bat has come down after the ball is passed, which leads me to believe that he was expecting a different length. Maybe it's a short one because Rabada had come in for a new spell after lunch and the plans were different. They went back to what they should have done in the first session, kept it simple, just expected a different length and late on a ball that was fairly pitched up.
Kohli.
Great delivery, but again the same thing haunts Virat Kohli. He wants to get onto the front foot and there's always that pitch of delivery that gets the outside edge. I thought until then he played superbly.
All right. Ashwin's wicket is not something I need you to discuss, but the fact that he made this team as a result of Jadeja's injury, did that in any way weaken India's batting? Do you see him having a role on this surface where South Africa haven't played a single specialist spinner?
Yeah, you would think Jadeja would have been the better inclusion because bowling, when you look at foreign conditions, I think their records are comparable. But batting-wise, Jadeja has gone leaps. I mean, he's far ahead of Ashwin with batting contributions in overseas test matches. So, yeah, somewhere I think maybe the batting has been diminished, but who knows, Ashwin the bowler might just come to the party.
All right, Sanjay Manjrekar, let's talk more as we see perhaps a little more cricket to have a judgment on this game. And you'll have Sanjay every day on ESPNcricinfo. Match day, Temba Bavuma is also injured, so keep an eye out on ESPNcricinfo for how that injury develops whenever South Africa have to bat, which in all likelihood will be day 2, which we'll see you at the end of.